Okay, that's all right.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I'm here with the World Surfing Champion and my surf coach for this week, Cheyne Horan.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi Cheyne, how are you today?
I'm really good. I can't wait till we get back out in the water and we start catching a few waves. It's going to be nice in the water today.
Cheyne, how old were you when you first started surfing?
I was 10 years old when I first started. I used to work for this guy who rented out rubber mats at the beach, and he'd say, Cheyne, after the time finished, he used to say, Cheyne, swim out and tell him that the time's finished. And I'd swim out and say, look, your time's finished, do you want to go in or not, or you want to keep going? And if either way, if they wanted to give it up, then I'd get the board and I'd ride the board in. That's how I learned to surf. I was doing that, and I learned to swim out in the ocean and not be scared.
I'm
cool.
a little bit scared.
Well, I was too at first. We're all scared at first. Sometimes I still go out in the water and it's big and a big creepy one comes and ooh. But that's part of the good feeling of surfing.
What else did you do when you were a kid?
I did, I always was good to my parents, and I always had little jobs. We used to have jobs called paper runs and things like that, so I always used to make a little bit of money. I'd help used to wash my dad's car, and for fun, I used to like skateboarding. I love skateboarding. I love swimming, running, football, and then a lot of people don't know that I was an ice skater. I used to love ice skating. I used to play hockey for Sydney when I was a little kid.
Ice hockey?
Ice.
Cheyne, when did you turn pro?
I was lucky. I left school and I became a pro surfer.
How old
And
were you?
I was 16, and at that time there was nobody who left school and become a pro surfer. Pro surfing had just started when I left school. And pro surfing is, tell me, you know what pro surfing is?
Yeah,
What?
it's when you become a professional surfer.
And what does that mean?
It means you're really good at surfing like you.
And what else does it mean?
It means you become a world champion.
That's part of it. But you know what it is?
What?
What do you get when you go surfing? You get
Money.
You get paid to go surfing, and you get paid to wear wetsuits, and you get paid to ride people's surfboards, and you get paid to wear clothes. See these sponsor you got underneath your neck there? It says Rip Curl.
Yep.
Right there says Rip Curl. Well, they sponsor Mick Fanning, who's 4-time world champion, and they pay a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars to sponsor people surfing. And that's what a pro surfer is. You get paid to do what you love.
How big is the biggest wave you've ever surfed? Where was it?
The biggest wave I ever surfed was about 70 feet, 65, 70 feet. It was the biggest day ever in the history of surfing, and it was at a place called Jaws. And I nearly died on that day. I was lucky. I got thrown underneath the ocean, and when I swam up, the next wave was right there, and it broke right on my head. And I had to go under with no air and just hang on. And I survived. I'm here today. That was about in 2002.
Wow, 6 years before I was born.
Yeah. I was charging it.
Cheyne, can you tell us about winning the World Championship?
Well, winning the World Championship, I love to go surfing, and I was always the first surfer in the water in the morning. So I'd get up in the dark and I'd go to the beach and I'd go surfing, and I'd surf as much as I could. Then I'd go off to school, come home. I used to ride my bike to school so I could be the first at the beach again, and I was always the last out of the water. And because I did that, I got very good at surfing. And then I was surfing against all the best surfers in the world in competitions, and we're in a competition in France. You heard of France?
Yeah.
Okay, well, France has really good surf, and I was over in France, and then I surfed against all the best surfers in the world. I had a guy named Tom Carroll. Do you know Tom Carroll? Have you heard of Tom Carroll? I think someone said to me the other day they heard of Tom Carroll. I surfed against him in the final of Bells. Do you remember that? Did Did you watch that? Was that you?
Pretty
Okay,
much,
well I
yeah.
met Tom Carroll in the final of the World Championships and I beat him in the championship in the World title.
So that's how you became famous.
Maybe.
Do you like coaching kids like me?
I love teaching kids to surf. For me, teaching guys to surf, kids and people like those guys, to me it's like giving something really special that people, if they can get hold of it and they start to do it and they make it part of their lives, it's something that they're going to have fun with their whole lives. And I already know that because my life's nearly finished. I'm an old guy. I'm nearly 140, you know that? We've only
Nah.
got 2 more thousand years left.
2,000 years left then.
So anyway, teaching kids is fantastic, and when you guys get a buzz riding a wave, I get a buzz. When I see you guys smile and happy, I know you're loving what you're doing.
So everyone can enjoy surfing. What can we as kids do to protect our oceans?
To protect the ocean, well, we always have a saying, don't destroy what you came to enjoy. Okay, that's what the surfers say. And we always, with the ocean, when you go to the beach, if you could just take away from the beach everything that you brought down, so you don't leave any mess or any footprint, because where you were sitting on the beach, the waves will wash up and they'll wash back and it'll show no sign of you ever being there. And that means you haven't hurt the beach at all. So that's what you've got to do. You've got to try not to leave anything that's going to leave an imprint that's going to be a lasting bad imprint. Now, we can do a lot of different things. One is we don't throw anything into the ocean, like plastic bags. You've got to use the garbage bins.
Like turtles, they eat jellyfish and they can't tell the difference.
So we'll be protecting the turtles, won't we? By not throwing plastic bags in the water. So that's one really good thing that I think all kids can do. And before you leave the beach, make sure you pick up all your rubbish and take it home.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell my friends back in home?
Well, I'd like to say that my mummy's calling here. What are you doing?
This is the phone. Your phone.
Hey, Trevor. Good, mate. Hey, sorry, I pocket called you and I'm actually right in the middle of something.
No worries at all. You have a good day.
I got a couple of groms around me.
Right, yeah.
See you, mate.
Enjoy.
Okay, see you, mate. Hey, what did you just ask me again?
Is there anything else you'd like to tell my friends back home?
Well, I'd like to say that Sam had a really good time and he was surfing by himself. We helped him to learn how to surf, but Sam can go out, he can turn around, he can catch a wave in, he can stand and ride on waves, he knows how to make the surfboard stop and go, and he knows how to run away from the shore break when it's pounding into the shore break so he doesn't get washed over, and he's a really good body surfer.
Thank you so much for your time today, Cheyne, and being my surf coach for this week.
My pleasure. Thank you. Give me 5.